Thank you. So just our approach. Standard approach historically, I mean, before we had tools, I did this for a decade before somebody came to me with a tool that I liked. Maybe 2
Hmm.
decades before somebody came to me with the tool that I like. So what do you do in real life? You have scripts that you bring with you wherever you go. You have uh, an approach that you've used forever. And on a good day, you walk in and they say, we got a problem with this query, and that's a good starting point. On a bad day, well, the users are always complaining that the system is running slow between 9 and 10 and we can't figure out why. And I call
Right.
that squeaky wheel tuning. This person is yelling, they have enough political clout to bring in help and to scream for it, and they get you to come in and take a look at it. Similar for you? Well, that's why
Yes,
you in fact said
indeed.
that's why you got into building tools, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I started that in 2000, January 1st, 2002 is when I started in the tools business. But just like you said,
It's a while.
tuning the squeaky wheel, that might solve one complaint, but what if that is a complaint solely because it comes from the most powerful person in the office?
Mhm.
So I used to work for a partnership, and sometimes the partner would call and say, my report is slow. And I'd start to look at it, and I'd see that it's so slow that this partner's report was slowing down all the end users. So really, the enemy is us, as the old comic book cartoon Pogo used to say.
Yeah,
Um, so you are fixing what is urgent, but not necessarily fixing what is important,
yeah,
because no one complained about the important thing.
and then to make it worse, what we find in real life is that developers like to write new code, but if there's something that does most of what they want, they copy and paste it and make small changes to it. So what I see a lot is I'll take a look at some bad code. I'll say, this is how you fix it. And then somebody will look me right in the eye and ask, do you think I should fix the other 40 or 50 that do it exactly the same way?
So true. Yes. I've seen that happen many times as well.
And they'll look you right in the eye. Yes, of course, fix the rest of them. Of course, fix the rest of them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So some of the things we look for, I always start looking at I say I'm not a hardware guy, but I know how to identify when a problem is hardware and how to quantify it. So I start looking at stats that have been gathered on I/O, network, CPU, and I look for a bottleneck there because I can also at that point say, okay, if it looks like this is pretty I/O bound, it might be time to start looking at indexing. If it's network bound, I might look at application which is shipping a lot of information across the network, etc.